And the guy with the camera hating others cause you know that they gotta lie. Forget that though, you got plenty, you're alive in this life. You got time, go get it. All these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing, did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light. All these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, what am I doing, did I do it right? Yeah, all these thoughts keep me up at night. Yeah, I can't think straight, need the light.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another Legion vlog. I'm Coop DeVille, Legion Moto Track Days. Today, we're going to be talking about what it takes to get from the street to the track. You've been thinking to yourself, hey, I want to take my street riding, move up to track riding. Pretty intimidating, right? And I see a lot of questions out there about, is there some kind of class or some precursor thing I need to do to get me to the track? And to answer that quickly, the answer is no. You just need to show up, right? But we're going to cover today some basic things, the gear you absolutely have to have, kind of shape your bike needs to be in. We're going to cover that real quick, and the basic necessities you need to bring with you to your first track day, okay? Right now, let's talk about the gear that you need, all right? The first thing is you and the stuff you have and what you need to take to the track, okay? So first things first is you got to have leathers, right? You can't have textiles. If you've got a leather jacket, something like this, you know, two-piece, you're already good, okay? So if you got the top, you just need the bottoms, right? So leather jacket, boom, that's what you need. If you don't have the bottoms, you can go get these from any performance shop here in Denver, Performance Cycle, Cycle Gear, whoever. Get you some bottoms that zip up, leather, okay? You just don't want textile, okay? Next thing you're gonna want is you need a back protector. You can get these at any performance shop. All over the place, man. Hit up your local groups or anything like that. You can find them pretty cheap for sale. You just want something that's gonna protect your back, okay? Or get yourself a one-piece, right? Something nice, something like this. Now, if you're saying to me, well, Coop, I'm on a budget. I don't have $1,200 to go spend on a brand new custom suit, you know what I mean? Or a shoot. I mean, some of these can run $2,000. Don't fret, okay? There's a lot of loaner programs out there. We at Legion Moto Track Days got a brand new Powersports company that provides suit rentals. That link will be down below. There's plenty of guys out there you can ask to borrow some gear. There's also a lot of cheap custom suits out there, right? In the $500, $700 range. So once you got that squared away, then you need a good pair of boots, right? Nothing fancy, but you know, you can't be wearing your street shoes, your Vans, or whatever, right? So have some boots. Next, you want some good gloves, okay? If you're rocking like the MX gloves, those aren't gonna cut it, okay? You want something leather, something durable. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to have the cuff, but you want something that's gonna hold up to a slide, okay? Next, you want a good helmet. Something DOT, ECE, Snell approved, okay? Not any of those flip-up modular helmets. Get yourself a good helmet and come on out. Just kidding, I'm not gonna throw that one. We don't want to throw that. Once you got those things covered, you got the gear, you're pretty much set. So now the next thing people ask is, what about my bike, Coop? What are all the things I need to cover on my bike? Now, most orgs have a tech sheet. You got to go through tech, and that can be pretty intimidating. But the biggest things is we don't want oil leaks. We want your tires to be looking good, and we don't want things falling off your bike. So let's come over here, let's check out this Aprilia, and let's walk through the things to get you squared away. All right, guys, let's talk about the bike, the basics. First thing is you want to have good tires. That's one of the biggest things when you go through a tech inspection line is your tire. First time at the track, you want to make sure your tread is at least 50%, okay? And now if you've been doing a lot of commuting, if you've got that flat spot on your tire, okay, you still need to have that 50% of tread left. Okay, so for you guys, it's real bald and you're like, oh, I still got like 80% wear left on the sides. That's not gonna cut it, okay? Now, do you need the latest and greatest track day tires? No, man, you sure don't, okay? Especially for your first track day. Whatever you're running normally on the streets is gonna be just fine, okay? So if you're running Michelin Pilot Power 5s or your Shinkos or whatever you got, those are gonna be just fine, okay? Just make sure you got the thread depth there and you'll be good to go. Make sure you don't have any leaks, man. That's the biggest thing. You wanna make sure nothing's falling off your bike. You don't have any parts that are loose. Go through, make sure all your nuts and bolts are tightened up, and we don't have any leaks, okay? Now, do you have to have a specific belly pan? No, you don't. You got a street bike, it's perfectly fine. You just want to make sure you're not dripping, leaking any fluid, because oil on the track, any coolant on the track, it's going to be a bad time for everybody, okay? Very slick. It's going to cause you or somebody else to go down, all right? So make sure you got all that buttoned up. Speaking of coolant, okay, this is the other big thing. You want to swap your coolant out for water, okay, or a water-based product, something like water wetter, or what's the other one, Chris? That blue or
ice something
product, something like that. There's two out there. You can use either or. It's a very simple process. I know that can be intimidating, especially if you're not used to working on your bike, but it's pretty easy just to drain the coolant out, take it to your local shop. There's tons of videos out here on YouTube. Before you go to the shop, YouTube it, man. Moving on, brakes, the next thing, okay? Make sure your fluid is nice and clear. If you haven't changed your brake fluid in years and it's dark, it's brown, it's black, swap it out, okay? Flush it. There's tons of videos out there for that. It's one of the easiest things to do. Grab a buddy, have them help you out. Make sure your brake fluid is good, okay? You're gonna be really using your brakes a lot more than you normally would on the street, okay? Which brings us to your pads. Your pads need to have at least 50% life left in them. No, you don't need any special race pads, any of that kind of stuff. Your HA-centered EBC cheap brakes are gonna be just fine. Trust us on that. Now, the next thing that's very important is your throttle. I see a lot of guys come here, and this needs to be nice and smooth and snap back, just like that, okay? And this is an easy fix too. A lot of guys will come and it doesn't snap back, and it's either your cable is too tight, too loose, or a lot of the times, 9 out of 10 times, is what has happened is your throttle tube right here, your actual grip has just been pushed into your housing right here, and it's just catching it and it's getting stuck, okay? Easy fix. Make sure this operates nice and smooth in the way it's supposed to, okay? It should snap back like that. You should have good pressure too. These shouldn't be squishy, man. If you're grabbing these and they're coming all the way to the bar, that's no bueno. Just swap out your fluid. Make sure you got no air bubbles in there, okay? The next thing that's really important that we see a lot of is your chain. You want a chain, come around here, Chris. Let me show you what we're talking about here. A little bit of shadow here, but your chain should be nice and taut and within spec of your manufacturer handbook, okay? You don't want it too loose, you don't want it too tight. Obviously, if it was tight, I couldn't move it. That's no good. You don't want to snap a chain. If it's loose all over the freaking place, you don't want that either. You're just gonna wear out sprockets and whatnot. Take a look at your sprockets, make sure they're in good shape, they're not worn down. And this is very easy to do. If you've never done this, like I said, tons of YouTube videos out there on how to do it. It's pretty easy. You're just gonna take off your rear nut here, move these adjusters back, tighten or loosen it however you need to. In our track days, man, deal with the tech guys. If it's an issue, we let you remedy and we can help you out too as well, okay? We do lots of seminars throughout the year on basic bike inspection, stuff like that. So look for those this year, excuse me, and let's get your bike on the right path. Other than that, the next thing is hey, do I need like a rear stand? You see street riders coming out, man, with rear stands and all this stuff, and the answer to that is no. There's no point, right? You got a kickstand, it's there, it's easy, it's convenient, use it, okay? No point in hauling all that stuff around. Use your kickstand. Next important thing, man, is well, remember your key, okay? Don't be that guy who gets to the track with your buddies, everything's loaded up and you forgot your key, okay? Just keep it in the ignition, all right? The next thing is fuel, man. I see a lot of guys, their first track day, they just fill it up and they forget to bring extra fuel. Dude, this is what, 4.2 gallons, I think, most bikes. You're gonna use that up, man. You're at a wide open throttle quite a bit at a track, okay? So bring an extra 5 gallons, all right? Let's cover the mirrors, okay? And taping up the lights. That's another big thing. Now, to give you a little history, we tape up lights because back in the day, lights, the headlight units, housing units were made of glass, okay? Obviously, we're in 2021, and since the early 2000s, lights have been made from plastic. So the taping of the lights isn't so much important as unplugging them. Important parts you want to tape are your mirrors. If you can take your mirrors off, fold them in, whatever you got to do, tape up that glass. Number one, we don't want, if something happens, your bike goes down, we don't want to be trying to pick up glass shards everywhere, right? The second thing is you're not using these at all, okay? Nothing behind you on the track matters, and you'll get more into that your first track day in C group with your coaches. They'll explain that to you. So if you can't take these off, usually it's a bolt or two, fold them up, tape them up, get rid of them. The headlights, we'd prefer you to just unplug them. Pretty easy, man. You can usually reach in here on most sport bikes and just unplug them, easy peasy. If you can't unplug them or it's too much of a pain in the ass, go ahead and just black them out, man. You know what I mean? Is it that big of a deal at our org if they're not? No, it's not. The big one is the brake light, okay? If you can, take your seat off, get under here, just unplug it. If you can't, tape it up. The only time you'll see brake lights is if a coach is coaching a rider and they specifically said, hey man, I want to see your brake lights. I want to see where you're getting on the brakes. I want to see where you're letting off the brakes. I want to see what your brake markers are. That's the only time you'll see brake lights. Otherwise, we don't want to see them. Now, with that being said, there are a few other items. You can check those things out on the tech inspection sheet. You can download those with our track day or any track day org will probably have that sheet readily available for you. You can download that and just go through that list. Pretty easy, man. Next, let's talk about the basics of stuff that you need to bring to the track, okay? First thing is that I see there's some guys out there, and I've done this myself with my buddies, excited to go to my first track day, and I've ridden out there on the bike, bring nothing else, suited up and just rode all the way to the track, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. I see guys doing that, but the first thing you want to bring with you is always bring a buddy. Okay, something happens to you, you want to have somebody there, you know, somebody that can pack up your stuff for you. God forbid you got to go to the hospital, something like that. Obviously, the track day order is going to have your emergency contact info, but make sure you have somebody with you. Okay, it's going to make your day a lot easier, more enjoyable. Nothing like just being with your buddies, right? The next thing is if you can, trailer your bike. Now, I know what you're saying. Hey, man, I just bought the suit. I got the bike. Everything's ready. I've spent all this money. Dude, I got to go buy a trailer? And the answer to that is no. No, you really don't. You know what I mean? There's tons of options out there. Check on the Facebook pages, the group pages. Reach out to your buddies. Somebody's probably got a trailer you can ride in with them with. If not, check out U-Haul, man. I think a U-Haul trailer is what, 16 bucks for 24 hours. You can hook it up to your Honda Civic and trailer it out. It's so much easier to trailer your bike. It's nice after a long, especially hot day. You're burnt out, you're spent, physically exhausted. The last thing you want to do is have to ride an hour on your bike all the way back to your house, okay? So get a trailer it in. Next, let's talk about some things you must have. Now, you're gonna see, you know, going to your first track day is gonna be intimidating. You got guys who just ride in, then you got guys with huge 53-foot, you know, toy haulers like you see back here, and badass trucks. And do you need all that stuff? The answer is no, you really don't. So some things we suggest bringing. Number one, bring a fold-out chair with you. You're gonna wanna be able to have somewhere to sit down. You don't wanna be sitting in the dirt or in the ground, okay? Have a fold-out chair, easy peasy. Bring a toolbox with you, man. Your basic tools. Nothing like going to the track and something simple keeping you from being able to ride the track. Something falls off, a bolt loose or something, man. So bring your basic tools you need to work on your bike. The next thing you want is shade, right? Most track days, it's hot, it's summer, you got the heat pounding down on you. You don't want to be sitting out in the sun all day. If you can get a garage, grab a couple buddies, 4 or 5 buddies, split that cost. Then you got a garage, you got electricity, just some nice little amenities, make your life a lot easier. If not, get yourself a tent. Biggest advice I can give you from a guy who's spent a ton of money. Next to tires, the second biggest cost for us as a team is always tents, right? So say you get yourself a little pop-up tent from Walmart or whatever. The biggest thing is make sure it is secure to the ground, okay? Because at every track we've ever been to, gust of wind will come in and take that tent, and the last thing you want is your cute little $80 tent flying up, flipping into the guy next to you who's got like an $80,000 truck and ruining his truck, right? That's a good way to ruin your day. Here we use some heavy duty tents. You'll see, I mean, these bad boys are pretty thick, but they're on springs and whatnot. We spend a lot of money investing in these because tents always get ruined, right? But the biggest thing is always tie them down, all 4 corners. And some advice is have something dedicated. Bring some empty buckets, fill them up. Every track's got gravel or something around dirt. Fill them up, then you can just empty them, pack it away, okay? Or have something solid that you can tie it to. The guys I see make the mistake of tying these down to fuel cans or something they're gonna use throughout the day. And then what happens is you undo it, you refill your bike, and the fuel levels get low in that can, or it is empty, and then you've forgotten all about it. Nothing to secure this. Gust of wind comes in, takes this away. So make sure you guys got this secure, okay? Make sure it's secure to something that's not gonna move, something heavy, at least 25, 30, 40 pounds. The heavier, the better. If you can secure part of it to your trailer, vehicle, make sure you have all 4 corners secure, okay? So you don't lose a tent. The next thing is make sure you come out, you're hydrated, okay? This is a physical sport, right? Sport is in the name of a sport bike, right? So you're gonna get exhausted, man. You're moving around a lot, way more than what you're gonna be doing on the street, okay? So make sure you're hydrated, bring water with you. Not only that, pack a lunch. Something I don't have here with us, but something you should bring. Bring a cooler, bring some snacks, some lunch with you. A lot of orgs, even ourselves, we provide lunch. A lot of orgs usually have some type of food service there at the track. But you know, if you're trying to cut money, bring your own food, right? Nothing like paying for a $10 burger at you know, just add more cost to your day. So that's kind of wrapping it up for our video today, okay? If you got any other questions, any other help, check the link below. Feel free to message us. Jump on our Facebook group at Legion Moto Track Days Facebook community, okay? Check out our page. Email us, private messages, whatever you need, okay, to help you out. I just want to leave with the first question in the beginning of the video, and that was, is there some type of precursor, some class or something I need to take if I'm coming from the street to the track? And the answer to that, it's no. Doesn't matter your level of skill. If you've been riding the streets for a month, a day, a week, you know, a couple years, you've been riding the canyons, whatever, it doesn't matter. Even better that you're a newer rider, okay? Because our class and our coaches, they're going to take care of you, okay? You're going to sign up for C Group. Once you get there, man, we're going to pair you up with not only a coach, but probably 2 other riders on a similar displacement size bike, okay? And you're with them all day. They're going to show you the track. They're going to show you the width, the lines. They're going to show you your braking markers. They're going to cover everything for you at your pace. And that's a big deal, man, because a lot of guys, I think, are intimidated, think you need to go out there and go 100% right out the gate, and that's not the case. It's going to be at your pace, slowly working it up, show you the things, making you as comfortable as you possibly can be out on the track, okay? So get signed up, check out our schedule, and we look forward to seeing you guys out there, all right? That's it. See you guys next time.
Awesome.